Well, welcome back. I'm Keith Reynolds, and I'm here with Lori
Andriacchio.
Andriacchio, because you know what? I brutalized her name, and you know what? I will get better at that.
You're doing all
All
right.
right, thank you, thank you. So we are very excited with our next hot topic. You know what? You want to bring them on? Our next big hot topic. See, I'm throwing her to the wolves right now. And who?
Sink or swim.
Sing or swim. Who do we have?
We have Eric LeRae Harvey.
Welcome.
Awesome actor. Welcome, welcome.
Well, welcome.
My
And
pleasure. Thank you.
we're going to be talking about the new movie, The Charnel House, hitting theaters and VOD in November 4th. Is that correct?
That is, yes.
So welcome to Morning Coffee and Hot Topics. So I got to be honest with you. You know, I watched some of the trailer and a little bit of the movie. Very fascinating. Very different. So tell me a little bit of tell the viewers some of the little. Can you give a little bit of the movie?
Sure, definitely. Well, the Charter House is about this new trend that's going on now, and it's been going on for a while. But when you take an existing property and sort of forget about the land and its history, and build this new structure on it, and call it the modern new hip thing, as if it's like just disappeared,
Absolutely.
And if you scratch the surface, you find that there's a history behind it, and it actually didn't just appear. It's been there for a while, and the history behind it. In this case, it's very haunting and tragic. So that's roughly, without giving too many spoilers,
Absolutely.
away what the movie's about.
Very cool. Now, did you find any challenges doing the movie?
I did. I mean, the fact that the story in itself, is very challenging. It deals with some fresh ideas that, coincidentally or coinciding with, some of the public vernacular now, which is this idea of a doppelganger. I don't think a lot of people have really heard that before or fully understood it, even though it's been a while, for centuries. This idea of spirit, and what a spirit can do, and how powerful a spirit can become. So I think the fascinating part about that is this idea of doppelganger.
Okay. Now, so because I know I was reading your bio a little, and I one of the shows I just got turned on to, Luke Cage. I see you're on that, which is awesome, and you've been on Boardwalk Empire, Twister, K-Pax. So I mean, you've done some really great movies. Now, is this your first horror movie? Well, I guess it's considered a horror movie a little.
Yeah, it is. It is my first thriller. That's the great thing about this business of being in the arts, is that you come across so many different stories, and you never know when you're going to come across them. They sort of come by your desk, and it's like, well, what's this one about? And it's like, whoa, okay, that's different, and the passion sort of builds from there, and that's what happened in this case. The script came, and I read it, and a lot of it was very interesting to me, as an actor, just to participate in, and so and we got it completed. It's out now, so I think the audience will be generally surprised and leave with some very interesting questions about their own beliefs.
Absolutely. And can you tell the viewers a little bit about the role you played in it?
The role that I play in it?
Yes.
Yes. Well, his name is Devin Cross, and I love that last name, with a name like Cross. You might suspect that he has a little protection behind him, in this, horror thriller. But he's a young man that grew up in this town for generations. His family's been a part of this town. His father worked at the slaughterhouse. His father's father worked there. His father's father's fathers worked there. It's been around the town for centuries, and as a young kid, he used to go to his father. Used to take him to work. So he used to play at the slaughterhouse with the lead character when he was a little boy as well. And then one day his father disappears, and there's no answers. What happened to his father? He grows up. He goes to the military. He goes into investigative journalism in the military, and but this haunting question happened. You know, find some answers about his father. Leads him back to home, and he sort of gets some questions answered during the course of the movie.
You
So
know,
it's got a lot of history tied. It's got a lot of history tied to the place, and to the main characters in the story.
you know, Eric, we just actually earlier on our show we had a local acting coach on and everything. You know, and I was saying that it's so fascinating how actors kind of get into their roles. I mean, you know, if you're playing a police officer, you almost have to become into that mentality. You know, did you do anything different or special to get into this role?
Well, it's the process of getting into a role, getting into a character for me. Always starts with like the basic truths. The basic humanity of this person. It's something that I grew up with. This idea of spirituality. My grandfather was a Baptist minister of 9 kids, and 6 of those kids were, went into the faith. So, I grew up with this idea of spirits, and good spirits and bad spirits. They called it God and devil at the time. But there were these forces unseen and unknown, but you knew existed, whether you had evidence of them or not. You felt their presence and you believed in their presence. And there's a spirit, that surrounds this house, and it's definitely, believable because the people that inhabit the house come to know it, so thank God his last name's Cross.
Take all the help you get.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, I want to thank you so much for coming on Morning Coffee and spending a few minutes with us, talking about your new movie, The Charnel House, hitting theaters and VOD on November 4th for you listeners and viewers out there. Please check it out. I got an opportunity to see a little bit of the movie and a trailer, and I got to be honest with you, it is really, really interesting movie. So I think it's going to be a big hit. So I wish you much luck.
Keith, I really appreciate that.
All right, we're going to be right back with more Morning Coffee with me and Lori right after this commercial break in 90 seconds.
See you, Lori.
Yeah.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers.